So while the value of the dollar dropped, video games were subtly becoming cheaper with each passing year.
Hell yeah.
Except when they'd try to sell Turok for $80 for...
Woo! I like how he got so surprised he had to move to the back of the room for that one.
That dude has the same keyboard that I do.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, that is a sick ass keyboard. Bro's got to clean the setup a little bit, but it's tight.
That's literally the exact same fucking keyboard I'm using right now.
What's that bowl? What's in there? Is that cereal?
Probably.
Bro's got a bowl of cereal, cans. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, clean your shit, bro.
That's real, dog.
Bitch, I feel like I just...
Wait, I'd rather spend $70 on a single player narrative that I can go back and replay over and over than a multiplayer game I'm probably not going to touch after a week.
That's real.
You guys already know Donkey. Donkey doesn't need an introduction. This video is just him ranting about money. Video game pricing specifically.
I feel like we're gonna hit a lot of that's relatable. You know, yeah. Let's go to work, baby.
And this was also before they raised the prices. Now it's like $70 is like the standard for games. This is when it was still 60. So yeah.
You know, I see why they did the 70 because of inflation. But my thing is always like, guys, we should never be accepting of prices going up. Us as the consumer always have to fight for lower prices. And games that raise the price, unfortunately, that becomes the standard really quickly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So as a consumer, you must never be like, oh, this should be more expensive. It should be the opposite. It is what it is. Well, $70 for what? Skull and Bones. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Fuck out of here.
The first quadruple A game.
Bruh.
Video games are an expensive hobby, but at the same time, games are cheaper and more accessible today than ever before. When the Atari 2600 launched in 1977, it cost $200.
Back then? Damn.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound too horrible until you adjust for inflation.
Oh, shit! Wow!
And people are complaining about the PS5 Pro. I mean, I'm just...
No. Wait a minute, bro. You knew that would set me off. No. Wait a minute. PS5 Pro is just a ripoff. At least Atari was an original. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ.
And realized that was like it costing $900. Imagine paying $900 to play this.
Different times, man.
Yeah.
Some game, huh?
Some game! The fuck? Are we
game, huh?
Are we okay? Some game!
Bro, really like the game.
The $60 game.
$60. This is what you expect to pay for a brand new AAA video game. But where did this price come from? Well, in those initial Atari days, games were going for $20 to $30. So pretty good deal. Wait a minute. What the
Holy fucking shit.
$121.
Woo-wee. Damn.
fuck? $120 for Plaque Attack? Oh no! $120 to play Oink.
Oh no!
Ladies and gentlemen, $120 to play Tax Avoiders.
That's a game that exists? Wait a minute. What?
To play Oink, ladies and gentlemen.
That's crazy.
That is fucking crazy.
That's a real ass game.
They got the IRS 1040, bro. Oh man.
$20 to play Tax Avoiders. Why did you have to avoid paying your taxes? Because video games cost $120.
That's real as fuck.
God damn. Jump to NES times. Games are now $60, which was like $150. Jesus Christ. However, that price point would remain at $60 going into future console generations.
Right, and so it was no longer like it was never going up for inflation.
So while the value of the dollar dropped, video games were subtly becoming cheaper with each passing year.
Hell yeah.
Except when they'd try to sell Turok for $80 for...
Woo! I like how he got so surprised he had to move to the back of the room for that one.
For real. The voice change is crazy.
Cheaper with each passing year, except when they'd try to sell Turok for $80 for Turok. What? There better be
What?
over 80 dinosaurs in this game. $60.
There better be
is-
over 80 dinosaurs.
There better be over 80 dinosaurs in this game.
Bruh.
$60.
I want to play it now, not gonna lie.
Is still a lot of money today, but for a top-of-the-line video game that you are going to play and enjoy for the rest of your life, a work of art that developers poured years of their lives into,
Which is why I almost never buy games on release. I would like to see what it's like before I buy it. It is what it is.
$60 for that? That's just a good deal. The joke is, how many $60 games meet that criteria?
Jesus.
These dumbass games out here. You should be paying me $60 to play this bullshit.
God damn right. bro, spitting facts. Let them know. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft. Fuck.
The
That shit
price
was
of a
not in the
game has
script.
absolutely
So bro had to just
can
let
tell.
that. He had to let that one out, bro.
games out here. You should be paying me $60 to play this bullshit. The price of a game has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of a game. Madden costs as much as Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed is $60, and Red Dead 2 is $60.
Which is why you gotta be choosy, dog. That's the truth. $60. Okay, how much am I gonna get out of this game? Madden versus Red Dead 2. Fuck, you better choose Red Dead. Jesus.
Cyberpunk is an unfinished game. Doesn't matter. $60. Doom Eternal is one of the best shooters of all time.
Doesn't matter.
Also $60.
Yeah. It's fixed now, all right? They said it in the commercials. It's fixed
The
now.
game is fixed. Idris Elba said it, guys.
Yeah, so it has to be true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like if you walked into a car dealership and you could buy a Rolls Royce for the same price as a used PT Cruiser. Where it gets
That's actually a really apt comparison. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Never thought of it like that.
That's crazy. Gotta love it.
What's even more absurd is when you take into account indie games, Celeste, Cuphead, Sonic Mania, Inside, Gungeon. These are some of the best games you can play, and they cost $20.
Yeah, it's like even cheaper, right?
Meanwhile, Metal Gear Survive is $30.
Ew. No, wait, hold on. It was 30 at release? No, I thought it was just
Nah,
more
I think-
expensive.
No, I think at release it was like 40.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's so
Yeah.
expensive for no reason. Remember Metal Gear Ground Zeroes? That shit was 90
do.
minutes long, and they charged 50, then it went down to 40.
I got that shit for free.
Good.
PlayStation Plus, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, baby. Yeah. It was literally like one mission. It was a demo, and they charged. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sonic 4
Because Konami is fucking greedy, dude. It's ridiculous how greedy. As soon as they got rid of Kojima, they fucking they released Metal Gear Survive, which is just that engine with shitty mechanics. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
prop it up, sell some merchandise, and Konami went straight under. Fuck man,
Yeah.
fuck Konami.
It's literally a slap together game.
The way they treated Kojima, didn't even let him attend the Game Awards. Fuck them.
Forces was 40. Balan Wonderworld was 60. What the fuck are these prices?
That's
They're
real.
just picking an arbitrary number out of Balan's golden hat.
Damn, that's an obscure ass reference.
Yeah,
Damn.
what the fuck?
The waiting game.
Marketing.
Marketing will forever manipulate gamers into wanting to buy the brand new cutting edge game, even
That's real.
when there's nothing new about the game because it's all built on recycled technology from
Looking at you, Far Cry.
years ago. My question is,
Looking at you, Ubisoft, like in general, yeah.
In general, yes.
That's crazy.
why is everyone in such a rush to play a new shitty game that isn't even finished yet, that cost a lot of money?
Bro is writing the fuck out of Cyberpunk.
Oh, this is when it was still new, so
Yeah, that's the thing. At the time, he was
Yeah.
right.
When you motherfuckers haven't even played any of the classics that have been out for years.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. I've always been a purporter of that mindset. It's like, bro, you want to play all these new games. Meanwhile, you ain't played the classics? Get them out of here. Shit.
Why are you trying to play Mass Effect Andromeda when you haven't even played Mass Effect 2?
Dad, goddamn right. Yo, bro's about to speak facts for the next minute. Like,
Why are you buying Metal Gear Survive when you haven't even played Metal Gear Solid? Why are you buying any game when you haven't even played Mario Galaxy yet?
that's fair. I need to play that.
I played a Mario game. I don't think I've ever like played and beaten a Mario game.
I played Super Mario Brothers Wii when I got the Wii console. I love that game. Fire. Mario's
I
just...
played the original Mario.
I haven't played the... You know, I did play, just not much. I need to
yeah.
play Super Mario 64. Like, I'm sure I could play that. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
If only
big-
Nintendo didn't sell it for like $60.
That's what I'm saying, bro. What's up with these fucking prices, man? Fucking the Zelda sequel. They did the what was the first Zelda in 2017? What was that one called?
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild, and then they did the sequel like 3-4 years later.
Tears
and
of the Kingdom.
And yeah, and they were both the same price, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Nintendo never drops their fucking prices.
It's so stupid, man. It's ridiculous. That's why I don't buy fucking Nintendo stuff, because it's just way too expensive. You know? I wait for games to drop in price, usually. You can't do that for Nintendo. You got Super Mario Brothers Wii, still $60. That shit's like fucking 14 years old.
That dude has the same keyboard that I do.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, that is a sick ass keyboard. Bro's got to clean the setup a little bit, but it's alright.
That's literally the exact same fucking keyboard I'm using right now.
What's that bowl? What's in there? Is that
know.
cereal?
Probably.
Bro's got a bowl of cereal, cans. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, clean your shit, bro.
That's real, dog.
Bitch, I feel like I just
Wait, go pack?
Dunk left that fucking cherry on top, bitch.
burn any game when you haven't even played Mario Galaxy yet. You big bitch.
Yeah.
Damn.
Bro called out the entire generation of Z. That's crazy. Oh.
I feel like I just have to start showing up at GameStops at this point. When I see somebody pick up a dumbass game, I just knock it out of their hand like, no, go pick a better game.
Goddamn right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's what we need to do for real. Let's fucking team up, go to these fucking stores and be like, no, you don't need that. That's real.
Put that shit back on the shelf.
That's what I'm saying, dog.
Dumbass game, I just knock it out of their hand like, no, go pick a better game.
Copy that.
God of War is $17. Uncharted is $16.
You see what I mean, bro? It's like all these cheap, really good games.
Doom is $25. Phantom Pain is $18. Devil May Cry is $23.
Meanwhile, we're out here paying $70 for BS. You know, that is unfinished, unpolished. This will always be correct. 20 years from now, this statement will always be correct. Bro.
Don't let me catch you out here spending $70 on lawn mowing simulator.
I actually got one of them for free, I think. Yeah.
Like I know you will. I will come down on you for doing some bullshit like this.
That's
even
real.
Good games drop in value fast. Ubisoft junk even faster. More than ever, video games are fighting over your money. And as
Gotta love Steam, bro. Them Steam sales are overpowered, bro. It's
Ubisoft
ridiculous.
junk even faster. More than
Like, I'd be spending more than I should just because everything's on discount. That's real.
ever, video games are fighting over your money. And as the industry grows, so do your options as a consumer.
Gotta love competition. That's the thing.
Oh,
right?
God.
Oh, here we go.
Talking about
Nintendo games
Nintendo.
never. Oh, here we go. No, we were just talking about this. Let's go. Bro's covering all the bases. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Now, when I said games drop in value fast 2 seconds ago, I was talking about every game that isn't made by Nintendo. Nintendo games are expensive. Skyward Sword is a 10
Hold on, what?
made by Nintendo. Nintendo
A sealed copy of Super Mario 64 just sold at auction for $1.5 million. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Holy fuck. I mean, I see why it's a collector's item, but $1.5 million?
That dude could have bought the re-release for less.
Bro's never gonna open it though. That's crazy. Wow. I mean, I understand. At the end of the day, these collectibles are also assets. You know what I mean? Like, he'll sell it for more 10, 15 years from now, you know? That's just crazy.
games are expensive. Skyward Sword is a 10-year-old Wii game, $60.
Yeah. Oh, man. Don't even get me started.
Mario Kart
10-year-old
came out
Wii
in
game.
2014. Doesn't matter, $60. Why
Yeah,
are they
but
so
it's Mario
expensive?
Kart.
So,
That's the exception.
no.
Mario Kart.
I disagree. You got fucking Crash Nitro Kart being sold for $8 on eBay. Stop it. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna be real. I love Crash. It's not Mario Kart though.
I hear you, but is that difference is
Mario
wild.
Kart is Mario Kart.
That
you know?
difference is what? No, Crash Tag Team Racing was pretty fucking sick. Not gonna lie, I'm just saying. All right,
It's pretty sick, but it ain't Mario Kart. I'm just saying. you
Yeah,
know?
but $60 for Mario Kart is crazy. Come on, for 10 fucking years, it's still $60.
Yeah, and people still be playing Mario Kart and
Yeah.
buying it. That's why they haven't dropped the price.
Bruh, nah, give me that Nintendo DS Mario Kart. Now that was sick. I love that shit. Way back when, you could buy that for like $8. Let's go to work. Shit.
Because it says Nintendo on it. Nintendo is the name brand in video games. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, which could be considered the pinnacle of their genre.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Exactly.
He's not wrong. Oh, because Nintendo delivers on quality, so that means they're better than everyone else. Psh, I guess.
I mean, that's basically what his argument is right now.
Not to mention 3D platformers, which you might as well just call the 3D Mario game genre at this point. Not only is
That's real. Yeah, that I do agree.
Nintendo the best game developer today, but they have been for 4 decades. And this is how they get away with selling Kirby for $60.
Bruh.
Nintendo games are not created equally, but they are sold as equals. Mario Odyssey is $38 and Splatoon 2 is $50.
Nah, get him the fuck out of here. No way. Yikes. Yeah.
I haven't played either one. I know my sister has Splatoon.
Splatoon 2 ain't all that cheap. Yikes. That's a crazy price comparison.
I watched my sister play it a little bit. She's not very good.
Gotta sit here and say, okay, while I would gladly pay $100 for a game as good as Pikmin 3, I feel disgusted and insulted when you ask $60 for Pokemon Sword. Get the fuck out of here. I'll give you $1 for this game.
I give you $1 for this game. Free to play. Oh no. Oh man, free to play games. I feel like they just suck the fucking soul out of you, dog. It's surreal. Like most free to play games just are fucking.
Well, they need money somehow.
They're a drag. Man, stop
so they
it.
take your time.
You know what I'm saying? They just take all your fucking time.
Have you ever heard the expression, the best things in life are free? League of Legends, Valorant.
Right, Jesus Christ. But not all fucking free games do that. That's my thing, right?
The expression, the best things in life are free. League of Legends, Valorant, Fortnite. All of the best video games are free.
Stop it, Dunk. Oh, of course. Just like this one.
Free game.
It's free. Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, the $60 annual franchise is now a dinosaur. Call of Duty and
That's real.
Battlefield are higher quality games, but they've monetized in such an exploitive way that people
It's so ridiculous.
are flocking to free-to-play titles instead. Why pay $60 for a game with a 1-year lifespan when they're still updating Fortnite with free content years later? Then you got Overwatch over here, $40 for a game that is 10 times more polished and replayable than any Call of Duty or Battlefield.
I hear you, dog. Oh, well, hold on. Any Call of Duty? I guess.
I mean, Overwatch is pretty damn good.
I hear you. That's a bold claim, though. I hear you, though. I mean, that's his opinion, you know, and it's believable. You know what I mean? It's not too crazy. It's believable, but you know me, man. I'm always partial to BO2. Is Overwatch more polished? Yes, but you gotta love them old lobbies.
But also, it's very different kinds of shooters as well.
Of course, absolutely, right. But still, you know, I hear them.
And they added how many characters and maps to that game over the years. And now Halo Infinite is going free to play. $60 for this bullshit.
That's real as fuck, though. Yeah. So, now that even Halo Infinite has free multiplayer, it's like multiplayer should just be a free thing off rip nowadays. The standard is raised. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty has what their Warzone mode. At least that's free to play.
Warzone's completely free, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the standard now. Is you can't have these $60 multiplayer modes when you have free alternatives that are just better in every way. I hear you, dog.
Yeah, especially the way they monetize them. They might as well be free to play games anyway.
That's real. That's my thing, right? Is that when you fucking pay $70 for Madden, and then the first page you see is, oh, get the upgrade for $50 more. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, maybe if these fucking $60 paid games, $70 now, these $70 paid games didn't advertise so fucking much, then maybe it'd be a better alternative. But the fact that you have all these microtransactions and deluxe and premium edition, you know, it's ridiculous. It's a joke is what it is. I really like the old school, like Battlefield Bad Company's 1 and 2 stories. I like the Call of Duty stories up until like what, BO2? And then like there was a bit of a decline, like you know. So, but nowadays it's so hard to like them. It really is. You know, it's just because you can tell like how shady the business practices are. Look at Modern Warfare 3. Ugh, Jesus. I'm talking that new one. That old one was fire, but the new one, fuck. Ridiculous.
This is over.
Happy New Year, Xbox.
Now, back in my day, this must have been around 1910.
Oh, Game Pass is a great fucking like addition. Like, you gotta love Game Pass. I mean, of course, I'm always partial to owning my games, but a lot of the casual gamers will just like, oh, Game Pass, pay this amount every month, you get access to all of these games. That's a great deal.
There was a rental store called Blockbuster. Blockbuster had
I love the Blockbuster homes. I'm telling you.
Bro said 1910.
Yeah. Back in my day. Yeah.
bullshit. This is over.
Happy New Year, Xbox.
Now, back in my day, this must have been around 1910, there was a rental store called Blockbuster. Blockbuster had a deal called Game Pass, where you could pay a monthly fee to keep out 1 or 2 games, and you could come in whenever you wanted and swap them out for another game. Back then, this was the best way to game the system.
Goddamn right.
I remember Blockbuster always had that movie, Pirates.
Pirates, not Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
Pirates.
stop it.
And it didn't have Johnny Depp in it. I think
Damn.
this was a different version of the movie. Today, that deal lives on as the Xbox Game Pass.
Well, Gabe Newell said it best, is like, in order to beat the people who pirate games is to create a better service than the people who create those pirating services. That's it. So if you want something that's smoother, it gives the user a lot more for paid, it just make it a better experience overall, then less people will pirate. That's what Steam is, Steam is a great fucking platform, and it's just a better alternative to pirating is what it is.
For $15 a month, you can get access to a pretty
And it's the
decent
same thing with Game Pass. Look at that shit.
library of games. I think it's something like 300 games, and there is some really good stuff in here. The only
And it's only grown,
thing wrong with
Yeah.
the Xbox Game Pass is that the second I recommend this to people, you already know snake-ass Microsoft is going to triple the
Yep.
price on this thing.
That's real as fuck. Jesus Christ. Fuck Microsoft.
He has a whole ass video on Microsoft.
Oh, yeah, bro. We
Saying-
got that definitely on the list. That's all I'm saying.
Sadly, many of the best video games out there are not available on any modern devices. Say you want to play a Sega Saturn game. Well, first you're going to need the console. What the fuck? And then the game. Let's say you want to play a Sega Saturn game. Well, first you're going to need the console. What the fuck?
It's crazy, it's crazy how much abandonware there is nowadays. It's absolutely ridiculous that there wasn't like any kind of preservation for these older consoles and these older games, and that us as consumers had to do it. Now you go on websites and there's just whole websites dedicated to Game Boy games, Game Boy Advance, all this, right? And the ROMs are all there, and you can download an emulator, but that's all provided by consumers. None of it was ever done on a professional level, which is crazy to think that all these
that's all
games,
about the new.
right? Which is crazy because now you got to think, if we didn't do anything like that, if the people didn't do anything like that, then these games would be lost to time. It sucks because a lot of these games are considered art. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these games that you be playing, they're amazing, but they wear over time because the disc either gets broken or just wears out because it was a DVD. And now you have this whole, so you have this whole movement where everything's trying to be moved to digital. I'm so scared of that because if we no longer have physical releases, you could throw away emulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really hope that they don't get rid of physical completely, but I feel like they are going to go in that direction.
Yeah. I
And
mean, look
then
at what PlayStation's doing.
It's fucking ridiculous. You're going to bring out the PS4 Pro with no disc option? That's ridiculous. PS5 Pro, sorry. With no disc option? That is ridiculous.
Sold separately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a joke. It's just now physical releases are considered fine print. That's basically what it is. Jesus Christ. Now, what happened to the days where you could just fucking get a fucking disc, slide that bitch in, and just dedicate yourself to one thing for a couple hours? Everything now is so smooth and so, and don't get me wrong, you like smooth, we like quick, but at the end of the day, some things just shouldn't be touched, and that's physical release. We should always have some sort of physical release that we own. We shouldn't have to pay for the privilege to play something. We should pay to own something, There's always that adage where, well, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. And I'm a firm fucking believer in that.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, guys. That's real. I remember an indie developer, I forget for which game. Oh, it was Ultra Kill. An indie developer for Ultra Kill was reading a comment, and the comment said, it's like, como se dice, me pirating an indie game, because a really cheap indie game because I simply don't have the cash. And then the indie developer actually responded and says like, well, actually, if you don't have the cash for this, we don't mind you pirating the game. We just want, because it will still equal you spreading it through word of mouth. And I think an experience, if you have no other way to experience it, you should be able to pirate it. Something along those lines. As soon as I saw that comment, the first thing I did was buy that game because it was on sale. Perfect. I bought it because when I saw that, I'm like, we need more of that. Click. That's the first thing I did, because that's the mentality you got to have. You got to be pro-consumer, or at least act like you do. You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. So yeah, I bought Ultra Kill. I bought Ultra Kill, Dusk, and a Medieval immediately after he said that shit. I didn't even need verification. I when I saw that, I knew it was like, these guys are good developers. Gotta love it. Click.
Say you want to play a Sega Saturn game. Well, first you're gonna need the console. What the fuck? And then the game. Let's look for Panzer Dragoon Saga 1700.
Oh my god! Damn, bro!
$100.
Bruh. Bro, the Doom version. That's crazy.
Now remember when I said that games drop in value? We are at a point where remastered versions of games are now outdated. Metal Gear Solid 4 is still only playable on the PS3.
We're making strides in emulation. Metal Gear Solid 4 will be playable soon enough. Oh man, just like how we're making strides in emulation with Bloodborne on PS4. Have you seen some of that footage? Ridiculous. Yeah. It's not perfect yet, you know, but
getting close.
We are getting close, baby. You gotta love it. Because it's crazy. These companies don't preserve these fucking games anymore. It's ridiculous. Bruh.
Ridge Racer? That doesn't exist. What are you talking about? Do you mean Renzo Racer?
Damn it.
The same thing.
Same thing, right? Exactly. Oh no, wrong way.
What the fuck is Golden? Are you talking about Golden Tee? That's not a real game. I think you're thinking of the Watch Dogs 2 Golden City bundle. Tekken 3? Are you talking about the Tekken 7 Season Pass 3? Beautiful Joe. What?
Stop it.
You mean Joe's Diner? Emulation is pretty much the only practical way to get at classic games. If it's on arcade, NES, SNES, Genesis, PS1, Game Boy, DS, PS2, N64, or GameCube, you can probably emulate it. Now, this may or may not technically...
And PS2 emulation has gotten so much better over the years, it's ridiculous. Now everything's just so smooth with their new 2.0 release. Like, you can just play any PS2 game now. It's crazy how good the release is. Like, I remember when I was playing the 1.6 version, and you still had some games that were glitchy. Now, with the 2.0, every game plays smooth as fuck. You gotta love it.
Be legal, but this is just a straight up fucking crime.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The pirating is a gray area, but at the end of the day, at least pirating, como se dice, emulation of old games is a legal gray area. But at the end of the day, no one's gonna pursue this shit. Yeah. Enjoy your emulation, guys. Fucking hell.
N64 or GameCube.
Us at the Big Time Podcast do not officially condone pirate. Yeah.
You can probably emulate it. Now this
get them, guys.
May or may not technically be legal, but this is just a straight up fucking crime.
That's real.
What's nice about emulating games is that they're all free. Remember, back in the 70s, this was $150. Today, it's a 7 kilobyte file.
Yes. Yes. Dude, those PS2 games are so little in size, it's crazy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Cinema.
I was actually playing Black Attack.
Are cheeseburgers really this bad for your teeth?
That's real. More Donkey. Cinema. Dude, Donkey, every time he makes a video, bro, just chooses to spit facts. You know what I mean?
If you see a video of Donkeys that is close to the 10-minute runtime, you know he's got something to say.
That's real. And bro really went on that tangent and made some incredible points. Oh, man, I can tell you this right now, guys. Don't get too caught up on the new wave of video games and FOMO and all that shit. You'll be able to play all these games in time. I think the best thing for everybody involved, if you don't got any cash, get into emulation. Go back, play some PlayStation 2 classics, some Xbox 360 and PS3 classics. Go play those games that will never, ever, ever be remastered or whatever by the developer. You know, go play those fucking abandonware games, you know, while you're waiting for the next Christmas or whatever. Trust and believe, you guys will have way too much content to ever be finished. So, I'll tell you that.
I mean, The issue for me is like pretty much every game coming out now is live service, and they're still being sold as like full price, like full-fledged games, and then you buy it, and they're already promoting, you know, battle passes and skins and all that stuff, and then they're promoting updates that are going to come in the future. It's like, I just paid $70 for this shit. Just let me play the fucking game.
Tell me about it, bro. And then you have some of those live service games that when the servers go down, the game is unplayable. Look at the Crew.
Yeah.
You know?
The Crew, I was thinking, what's that new one that came out? Concord.
Absolutely ridiculous.
And that game had like a budget of what, $200 million or some shit. Within 2 weeks, it got shut down.
Making games mandatory, like live service, when the game like is either co-op or just no multiplayer whatsoever, but it has to be online, is ridiculous. Absolutely criminal. And it's just that fucking adage where it's just you get to pay to have the privilege of playing, and that is the dumbest fucking thing in the world, because the fact that I can't own my games is something that we have had for so long. We've been able to own our games for so long, and now that just gets ripped away from us, and we have no say in it. Fuck that. All right, I want to own the games that I get to play. I want to own them. So if those games aren't providing, those developers aren't providing that kind of service, then I'm simply not going to buy your games anymore. You know, the only reason, I'm telling you right now, man, nowadays I don't even look at Ubisoft releases. I really don't. The last Ubisoft game I bought was The Crew 2 because it was 99 cents.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's okay. That's okay. Ubisoft is going to go under anyway.
Yeah. Which,
You've been seeing all those sales and shit for Star Wars Outlaws bombed fucking hard. Yeah. And then they delayed Assassin's Creed. Dude.
Ubisoft has been pulling some really shitty game business practices recently. Absolutely ridiculous. The fact that Ubisoft is talking about how there's less power to the players, you know, you're not owning the game. Like, they can't believe that you would adopt that kind of mentality in this market where there's just so much competition, and, you know, you guys have to be on your fucking toes, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they blamed, like, the flopping of Star Wars Outlaws on players.
Can you imagine that?
It's like, bro, just make a good game.
It's
and
ridiculous.
People will buy it.
Yeah. And you gotta keep in mind that there is just so much out there that is being successful, that is single player narrative games that are nowhere near live service, like God of War, Last of Us, stuff like Doom Eternal, all these games that are just really good single player experiences that are just really well crafted and new and innovative, or just a good story, like in general, like the Uncharted games. These games are successful because you can tell there's love and passion put into them. When you see these battle pass bundles, when you see all this advertisement, this monetization, you feel like you're just playing a game made from a corporation and not a piece of art. So it's, you know, it's really bothersome seeing these companies go under, because especially companies like Ubisoft, because they've made really good games in the past, and they just got greedy.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'd rather spend $70 on a single player narrative that I can go back and replay over and over than a multiplayer game I'm probably not going to touch after a week.
That's real. You know, that's one of the things that I never really got into Call of Duty multiplayer things, because even though they're fun, at the end of the day, it's a phase. You know, and I mean, you play it for a few weeks and then it's done. You know, you never really touch it again, and you might revisit it in a few years, whatever. But with these single player narratives in Call of Duty, that's a yearly play for me. Always. Yeah. You know, they're just so fun and well crafted. You could say that about Call of Duty. You could say about about the first two Battlefields, like these military shooters. I played them for the campaigns. I never really cared about the multiplayer, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the thing for me with franchises like Call of Duty is, you know, you buy it and you have to buy the season pass if you want to get all the DLC. You play it, except like Donkey said in this video, the lifespan is only like a year. And then the next game comes out, and then, you know, when that next game comes out, the game that you've been playing is already outdated. People are already on like the new shit, and so you got to spend another $60 and another $50 on the season pass for that year. And it's at a point now where I'd rather them just release one game called Call of Duty and just keep updating that until the end of time.
That's my thing, right? Like, they should do that. They should do that with every single sports game ever. FIFA, NBA, NFL, every single one of them should just be a free game that has yearly updates. That's it.
Yeah, and like as a wrestling fan, I play, you know, the WWE 2K games. 2K does not give a shit about the consumers. I mean, you know, that's a given with
Yeah.
2K. But, you know, the issue with these wrestling games is that they would come out, and by the time they're out, it's already outdated with what you're seeing on TV. Like just recently, at the time of recording this, Jade Cargill was just added to the game, and she was signed like over a year ago with WWE.
And you had to pay for that DLC separately.
And you had
right.
to pay for that DLC separately, yeah. So it's like, come on, why not just add these guys in? Release one game called WWE 2K and then just keep updating it every year so it's up to date with the product. And you already have a live service function with the My Faction side where people can, you know, buy cards and stuff and like little packs, and you can unlock skins for different characters and that kind of thing. You already have your live service gambling machine to make money off of. Just keep doing that. But no, they want your $70.
I like that you address them as live service gambling machines. That is exactly what they are, man. It's literally just a place to throw away your fucking money for digital currency, you know? And you look at stuff like FIFA with their fucking packs. You $100 to open to get 12,000 credits to open packs. That has been there for decades, and it is absolutely disgusting of a practice because you are literally just promoting gambling to children. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It is spending real fucking money to get in-game rewards that are useless by next year. It doesn't even carry over. That's my thing, right? If these were free games that you could play for a decade or whatever, that's different. You know? Like every console generation. But that's not what it is. These aren't free games. These are paid $60 games that are just a platform to make more money. A $60 game, when I think $60, $70 game, I'm thinking Uncharted 4, Red Dead Redemption, como se dice, Doom Eternal, those kinds of games. I'm thinking games that have a really good, solid either gameplay experience or single-player story experience. You know, GTA, that's what I'm thinking when I'm thinking single-player game, or not even single-player, just solid, really good $70 game. I'm thinking games that have so much passion and so much behind them, and put an emphasis on bang for your buck. Meanwhile, there's other big-ass developers just making bare-bones schlock and expect you, the consumer, to eat it up. And Konami is the best, one of the biggest examples of this. They released Metal Gear Survive after one of the best fucking games of that decade, Metal Gear Solid 5, you know, and they expect people to buy it. You know, just a complete disrespect to Kojima and the Metal Gear fans, because these corporations are greedy and do not give a fuck about you, you know?
Yeah. You want the best example of quality when it comes to games? Minecraft is $20, and I've put more hours into that game than I have in any other game I've ever played.
Goddamn right. Yeah, and then don't even get me started with the modding community and everything. Oh, that's free! Past the $20 price, it's free!
And it's people are still talking and playing about Minecraft to this day.
Because Minecraft has nothing but love and compassion put into it. You know, you could say nowadays, you could argue, oh, it's a big corporate with Microsoft. You know what? And I agree. But let's just talk about the baseline Minecraft experience. All right? Who hasn't played Minecraft for hundreds of hours? You know? It is special, and the fact that's only $20, it should be a nod to all these $60 game, quote-unquote games that are passing by us. Meanwhile, you got really good indie games that are some of the best experiences you'll ever have, and they're cheaper, you know? That's why I never understood sports games fans. It really pisses me off that they spend another $70 every year to get the exact same experiences. You know, and Madden is the biggest culprit of this, because they add new systems, then they take them away in the next year, then 2 years later they put the systems back. It is disgusting to see in real time, you know? And the fact that people still buy this, the fact that they're still so profitable, the fact that there are still influencers promoting and marketing those games, it's disgusting. Meanwhile, you get games like in Nintendo where they're making Zelda, Super Mario, and you could just see all this passion and vibrance, and you're like, these games are the same prices? No way.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, sports games were at their best when, you know, going back to me being a WWE fan, I used to buy all the SmackDown versus Raw games back when THQ was making them, and it's because each and every game felt distinct and different and unique, and you can tell the developers actually gave a shit about the game that they were making, you know? As a kid, I had, you know, SmackDown versus Raw, and I got them all the way up to 2011, but I wouldn't just stick with the newest one because it was the newest one. I would go back and play SmackDown versus Raw 09 or 07 or 08 or 06 or even the first one, because they all felt distinct and different and had different kinds of features to them. They were all their own individual game. It wasn't just an upgrade from last year's game. It was like, no, this is different. We're trying something new. Each game had its own emphasis, and you don't see that nowadays with sports games. Like
now it's all one streamlined experience.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you buy WWE 2K24 and you're, oh, this is just an update from 2K23. And 2K23 is just an updated version of 2K22. So at the end of the day, you could just go back and play WWE 2K22 and get the same experience as playing 2K23 or 24, just with minor tweaks here and
it's
there.
crazy how the only reason why there's a semblance of quality to these 2K23s or whatever is because of the fucking fumble that was 2K20. Holy shit.
Anything else was an upgrade over 2K20,
Yeah.
and so that's why now it's like, oh, WWE games are good again, except, you know, they were good with 22, but then you go to 23 and you're like, oh, it's the same game. They added stamina. All right. You get tired now. 2K24. Oh, you can throw weapons. Okay, that's cool. Ambulance match. Yeah. That's about it. It plays the same, though.
There's so many fanboys that try to defend it. Oh, yeah, but back in the PS2 area, it was a lot easier with smaller companies. Like, yeah, I agree. But us as consumers should not drop our standards. Okay, we should not lower our standards for because we are not their friends. These companies are not our friends, and I'm talking about like the best companies ever. I'm talking about Naughty Dog. I'm talking about Rockstar, the guys that make the best games, whatever. They're not our friends. We are customers, and so we cannot drop our standards. Okay. So don't tell me, oh, it's harder for them now, so you should cut them some slack. If I'm paying the same price, if I'm paying $70 for Madden and I'm paying $70 for Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a problem, okay? That's it. Now, if Madden dropped their price to 20, 30, maybe. No, to be honest, Madden should be free, but if they dropped it, at least there'd be an argument. But no, they're charging the exact same as these AAA amazing experiences that you could put hundreds of hours into. It's a joke.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
EA is a big culprit of this. Ubisoft has become a massive culprit of this as well. Just re-releasing the same fucking game with tweaks, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw a video earlier today, actually, where someone was comparing the enemy AI in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag versus Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, yeah.
And the NPCs were smarter in Assassin's Creed. And the first comment that I read at the bottom of that video was Assassin's Creed, average AI for an average gamer. Star Wars Outlaws, brain dead AI for brain dead fan base.
That's real as fuck. They just matched them.
Yeah.
That's real as fuck, you know? It's so bothersome, man. And you know what it's even more bothersome is that, once again, Donkey brought this up, is that you got these new $70 games that are just average or complete trash, and you got these games that are 10, 15, 20 bucks that these kids have never even experienced. And some of them haven't even heard of them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, if you go back one generation, there are so many games you could experience, you know? And it's like, bro, imagine how much time you could put, you know, into Bloodborne or one of the, como se dice, like the Killzone series or the PlayStation 3, you know? The old school Halos, you know what I mean? There's so much there to experience, but you got to play the newest, the latest, and the greatest, and it's just spending so much more money for such a lesser experience, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
You know how many
ridiculous.
people I've talked to that have never even heard of Shadow of the Colossus?
It's ridiculous.
That game is a masterpiece.
And, you know, I remember when you streamed it, you had people in your chat saying, this game mad boring. It's like, oh, man.
It's really not. Maybe it's not as entertaining to watch as it is to play, but
no,
damn,
it's
Shadow of the
entertaining to
Colossus
watch.
is so fucking good.
It's entertaining to watch. It's just this generation. No, it's just the people nowadays. They don't have the patience. You know what I mean, to appreciate an unknown IP or unknown, not known to them.
Yeah,
you know.
And the thing about Shadow of the Colossus is like, if you don't want to cough up the money to play the great remake, you got the emulation of the original 2005
and that shit is
copy
smooth
on PlayStation 2.
Yeah. it's, you know, you got so much to experience, so much to look into, so much to play back in the history of gaming. There's so much to touch on, but you got to play these $70 fucking tech demos. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Ridiculous. Not all of them, obviously. There's still really good games being released at $70. I mean, Spider-Man 2 is a good example. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Still really good games. I'm just saying that there's a lot of bad ones, and people are coping. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Shit.
I mean, I still gotta play Cyberpunk. I played it a little bit before they did the big 2.0 update, but from what I hear now, it's a completely different game than it was. So I'm excited to eventually jump into that. I got too many games to play.
That's real.
Yeah, and I'm just with Ubisoft. I just like basically have already forgotten about them as a company. I was looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then it got delayed, and then Ghost of Yotoi was announced, and I'm like, yep, I'm buying this one instead.
There you go. Appreciate it.
Sucker Punch has put out bangers. Ubisoft,
not so much. Yo,
when
Sucker
was their
Punch,
last banger?
Yeah, that's real, dude. Not Sucker Punch has always been goated as fuck. They did the Sly Cooper series in PlayStation 2 era. In the PlayStation 2 era, they did the Infamous series in the PlayStation 3 and 4 era. Some of the 4 area. And then they did Ghost of Tsushima afterwards. That is a crazy lineup because they just kept getting better. You know?
For sure. Like, I'm going through Ghost of Tsushima now, replaying it. It is so polished, so smooth. There's so much attention to detail. And sure, it's not like the best game. You know, if you don't really like open world games, it, you know, follows a lot of the same tropes of that. But Ghost of Tsushima is just like really well made. Like, the open world is interesting to look at and explore. The story, you can get really immersed into the story. All the characters are interesting. And it's just fun to play. Like, at its core, the gameplay mechanics are just fun. It's not tedious to play.
Meanwhile, an entire generation of gamers are buying Modern Warfare 3 at $70.
Yeah, when the OG Modern Warfare, you can probably get that shit for like
not on
$5 on a Steam sale.
Yeah, that's real. No. The original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 on Steam are still expensive, even on sale. But that's when you emulate the motherfuckers. Yeah, that's real. Still. I think they're still real cheap regardless, and they're just great. You know.
Yeah, cheaper than $70 plus whatever battle pass you're gonna pay for.
Yeah, damn right. Absolutely ridiculous how much cash they be charging people for these fucking games that are just the same experience, you know? Like, say what you want about Last of Us 2, it's still very unique in its approach, all right? It's very bold, it's different, and damn, once again, bang for your fucking buck. That's a 20-hour storyline that's just consistent, you know?
Yeah, I haven't touched Modern Warfare 2019 since 2019.
Yeah, that's real.
But you know what? The Last of Us, the first one,
yeah,
is a yearly replay for me.
That's real. Because those single-player narratives just hit different, you know? I know not everyone agrees with the sentiment, but that's what I agree with. I love single player sentiments. I love those storylines where you feel like you're watching a movie and playing a game at the same time, and God of War is a perfect example of that. It's just a long ass story, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, you know, only exclusively playing multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. You know, you can chill and play with your friends and all that stuff, but just pick ones that, you know, you don't have to spend money to have fun with.
Yeah, like I said, Overwatch is a really good example of like a new, fresh, unique idea that's very not only unique in its approach. And what was it? Only $20? How much was it? 40?
When it came out, it was 40.
Yeah, 40.
Now it's free.
Well, there you go. But let's say $40 when it came out. It was such a cool, unique idea with crazy art style and a really active player base. Like, I see why people play those kinds of games, because they're unique and fun. But then you see these cookie cutter FPSs, and it's like, why do people play this shit? You know, that charge more.
Yeah, and you know, I shit on Fortnite. But really, I just do it for the meme because it's fun to make fun of Fortnite. But like, when you look at Fortnite as like a game and a business model, they're the ones doing it right, because it's free to play. It's free to play, and all the stuff you have to pay for is cosmetics. So you don't have to pay for them if you don't want to. At the end of the day, you can just play a fun game with your friends for free.
I don't like the culture that's built around it, where kids have to, I have to get this new skin, I have to, you know, but I don't like that. But at the end of the day, these are all just cosmetics, you know. I don't know if I can say that's a parent issue. Yeah, I don't know if I can say that, but yeah, you know what? I will say that there's definitely is a mentality where like, I gotta buy the new thing, and I gotta buy the new thing.
Yeah,
and it's,
FOMO. It's fear of missing out.
And it's I never liked that. I never liked that mentality, and I feel like these free-to-play games definitely do push that, you know. But my thing is, Fortnite is free. So I can't be mad at it as much as a Madden. Madden pisses me the fuck off. Madden, FIFA, all that shit, you gotta pay to gamble. That's fucked up. You know, there's an entry fee, bitch. No, stop it. Ridiculous.
Yeah. And I mean, I won't lie, I have experienced some FOMO, like especially with where I work. You know, some of my coworkers would buy Call of Duty day one and talk about it and how fun it is and how much fun they're having. And I'm like, oh, that does sound fun. And it does get me interested in playing the game. But at the end of the day, I'd rather go through Batman Arkham City for the 108th time instead of playing, you know, a Call of Duty game for a few hours and then dropping it.
It's crazy how you can buy like all 4 Batman games for like $30 combined with all the DLC, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, buy that shit before you start buying all this other crap.
And it is hours of content.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
hours.
No, it'll take
game,
you...
not just total, like each game is hours of content.
If you play those 4 Batman games nonstop, you'll finish it like, what, in a little less than a month? if you go 100%. Yeah. Absolutely, those games are great too because like I don't really ever finish games at 100%. Batman games, yeah, I can finish them at 100%.
Yeah. And for multiplayer, I'd rather play a game like Lethal Company. That's like $10.
Yeah.
And then you get the modding community that just keeps adding shit to the game.
That's
and even
why
the developer,
Minecraft is so good, bro.
And even the developer, which Lethal Company is made by one person, even he's adding shit to the game, and he's, you know, supporting the mod community, which is cool. Like, they just added fucking cars to Lethal Company. What do you need a car for in Lethal Company? I don't know, but it's there.
There's a lot of people who just buy a game and don't look at the price tag. It's like $70. Can I use the $70 elsewhere? I could buy it. It's like, let me buy this $70. But I could buy all 3 Dark Souls games for the same price with all the DLC. Roger that. You know?
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is like, people just don't think about like a $70. Let me buy that new game, that new hotness, or let me buy a game that I'll be replaying yearly for my entire life, you know? It's just, it is what it is. People, of course, it's your money. You spend it however you want. I'm just saying that there are better ways to spend it. It is what it is. I'm sorry, all right? It is what it is. I'm sorry. I had to say it.
And what's worse is, you know, something that we also talked about earlier is like the preservation of games. Because I'm going to, again, bring it back to WWE games, right?
No.
If you look on PlayStation Store or, hell, any digital marketplace or whatever where you can buy a wrestling video game, it is only going to show you the last 3 games.
Yep.
Anything before that, you cannot buy. WWE 2K19, I have it on a disc. I had all the DLC for that game, but because they got rid of it on digital marketplaces, when I reinstall the game onto my PlayStation, I can no longer access the DLC that I paid for.
Once again, absolutely ridiculous.
Rey Mysterio and Ronda Rousey were DLC wrestlers in that game. I can no longer play as Rey Mysterio if I go back to playing WWE 2K19. Because I cannot go into the store to download that DLC.
It's absolutely ridiculous, this digital infrastructure. Meanwhile, Red Dead Redemption releases a DLC called Undead Nightmare, and there is a separate disc for that DLC. You know?
Dying Light, the following, I got a disc version of that DLC.
You know? That's an even more recent example, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolute. I mean, I understand. Oh, but those are massive story DLCs. Like, yeah, but at the end of the day, it should be something to where we can purchase a physical version of that, or it should just stay up on the fucking marketplace. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. I mean, Xbox servers, the Xbox 360 servers recently went down. A whole lot of Xbox 360 exclusives are down with it. You know?
PlayStation servers just went down for a couple days recently, and people couldn't access their games.
Yeah, and it's absolutely ridiculous that everything has to be online. I mean, my Xbox One shits a brick when it's not online. There's so much I can't do.
Yeah.
Sometimes games don't even install because you need to have the online features or whatever. It gets to 98% and doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
Physical disc that I own. Do not fucking install. What the fuck?
That's insane.
2K18 doesn't install.
I buy all my shit digital, but it's just because I simply don't have the space to keep a physical library.
I hear you. No, if you like,
So it's like I kind of like I'm doing digital out of necessity of like I have nowhere to put these games. It would just be all over my fucking floor. if all the games I had in my digital library I had physical, it'd just be all over the floor, and there's literally nowhere for me to put them.
nah, man. Once you get your own place, I'm telling you, we're gonna have oh man, I'm gonna have such a massive Blu-ray collection. It's gonna be disgusting.
Yeah, movies I'm still buying physical, but I don't buy movies as often as I buy video games.
I hear you, dog. Yeah, video games go up.
You know, going back to digital, you know, you got streaming services, and half the time I'm like, can I buy that movie? Wait, it's streaming on this platform I have. Never mind. That's just how it is.
I'm telling you. In a perfect world, we would have consistent $70 experiences, and if games were of lesser quality, they would drop the price. But that's not how it works, you know?
Yeah. That's why you just gotta wait and see nowadays.
You really do.
This is why pre-ordering is essentially a thing of the past. And I only pre-order if I know it's a company that delivers and they haven't let me down yet. I will pre-order.
Like I'll pre-order a GTA 6 because I know it's gonna be good. I'll pre-order a Last of Us 2, you know, because I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
What?
I'm gonna pre-order Ghost of Yotoi.
Yeah, because we know it's gonna be good.
I pre-ordered Ghost of Tsushima before it came out, and I remember a friend of mine being like, I don't know if that game's gonna be good. That shit ended up being my game of the year. It was a great pre-order.
Yeah, companies have to prove themselves to me for a pre-order. I do not pre-order shit because extra bonuses. Shut up. All right, I don't give a fuck about like Black Ops 6. I'm not pre-ordering shit. I'm waiting until the game comes out. And if I lose out on little things, who gives a fuck? You know?
Yeah, and you know, it's not to say that great companies can't make bad games. They can, but you know, if it's a company I respect, I will give them my money.
Yeah, I mean,
because it's like, okay, I want to play, you know, this new experience that they've made. It can be disappointing sometimes. I mean, I think of most recent example for me is Mortal Kombat 1. NetherRealm Studios, I would put like in my top 3 of like favorite developers because they listen to their fans. You know, they do so much, and their games are like passion projects. And then I bought Mortal Kombat 1 expecting it to be like their previous games that they released, which are fucking awesome. But Mortal Kombat 1 is just so monetized. They're really pushing the microtransactions and the online play in that one.
I fucking hate that shit.
It's not for me.
Because I can tell that like it's not even NetherRealm, bro. It's WB, bro.
Yeah,
it's absolutely ridiculous. Like the way they were doing MK11 and okay, I can't say it's not NetherRealm because they are doing these games. So let me rephrase. I just feel like when I play a Mortal Kombat game like MK11, whatever, the stench I smell isn't NetherRealm. The stench I smell is fucking WB every time. It's ridiculous how monetized they try to make these Mortal Kombat games, which is crazy because we already spent $70 fucking dollars, bro. Why the fuck can I buy in-game currency? No!
Yeah.
Right?
And it's crazy because, like, NetherRealm, even just a few years before Mortal Kombat 1, for me, they were, like, at the peak. I remember I pre-ordered Injustice 2, the Legendary Edition, for $100. I got the game in 2017. I have put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game. Never had to spend another dime. Because I got everything. I got all the DLC, everything.
It's just painful, dude. That's why, like, MK1, I didn't even want to buy it till all the DLC came out. And once everything came out, I buy the complete edition, whatever, right? But,
yeah, like they did for 11.
Right, that's what I did for 11. Come on, say you said. But Mortal Kombat 1, I did buy it on Steam because that shit was cheap. I don't know how, like $15, some crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So I had to buy it.
Yeah, but even then, like for me, and this is like not even a thing about like monetizing or anything, but it's just the game as a whole, gameplay wise, Mortal Kombat 1 feels like a complete downgrade to me. I love the graphics and I love how it looks and I love like the roster, but gameplay wise, it's not the same as MK11. It doesn't hit for me. It's not what I wanted out of a Mortal Kombat game.
I hear you, dog. Yeah, dude.
But hey, they're adding Ghostface.
At least, yeah. He has some crazy fatalities.
Yeah, they got my money with the fucking Homelander DLC. You can't put Homelander in a Mortal Kombat game and not have me buy it. Like, come on.
Dude, fucking, what's the word? Another good example of like a company that's fallen from grace that I used to have in my good graces, Bethesda. Oh
yeah.
It is so painful to see their downfall.
what Luke Stevens on YouTube, shout out to him, said about Bethesda is something I completely resonate with. How is Bethesda still at the top of the line, right? When talking about great game studios, when they haven't put out a great game in over a decade.
That's real. And it's literally the truth because, you know, Bethesda for me, like I would have pre-ordered Fallout 4 if I had the money at the time. I was too young, you know. But I would have definitely pre-ordered Fallout 4 because they were just consistent. They were making great games. And of course, there's always a bunch of video essays. Well, technically, it wasn't, you know, it's not as good as this. It's like, I hear you, but it's still really fucking good. It just delivers in different areas, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's shame with Fallout 4, although it's the most shallow campaign. Like I said, it's still good. But after Fallout 4, Bethesda did the worst possible thing ever. They got greedy. And after Fallout 4, 2 years later, they made Fallout 76. It came out broken. It came out, they under-delivered in every way. Not only did the game come out broken, but people were requesting refunds, and they said, fuck you, no refunds. And then when people bought extra merchandise, like a satchel that came with the game or whatever, they never got the satchels. I mean, there's a whole video essays going down, like the bad fucking business practices that they did. No refunds. They were banning accounts that they thought were cheaters, but they weren't actually cheaters. There were characters that were like 100, like level 176, and they just banned them because they thought they were cheating, you know?
Meanwhile, it's just their players playing the actual fucking game.
Yeah, you know, absolutely. There were so many people that were cheating and didn't get caught, and there were a lot of people who weren't even cheating who got banned, and all that work was just down the fucking toilet. And considering it was a live service game, you paid $60-$70 down the drain, $60 down the fucking drain, and then they started dropping the prices immediately after release, 50, 40, 30. Some games were just strapped onto consoles, not even like a part of a bundle idea. They were like physically strapped to the box of consoles just so they can fucking move that Fallout 76 out. And Fallout 76 wasn't even a disc. It was a cardboard cutout of a code, bruh. So yeah, Fallout 76 fucking deaded any momentum that Bethesda had with me. And then they sealed the deal with Starfield, which is just a boring cookie cutter excuse of a Bethesda game. It is the most bare bones they could possibly get. It's painful, dude. It really is, because I loved Fallout 3, New Vegas, even though that was made by Obsidian. Skyrim, who doesn't love Skyrim? Fallout 4, and so like consistently making great games, and then they're behind great games like Doom Eternal, you know, with id Software, you know. But then they just released Fallout 76, and it's just disgusting what they did to the consumers. And then they made Starfield, and now it's just to the point where it's like Elder Scrolls 6, there's no way it's going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
It's so
and it's
painful.
wild too, because, you know, they would make these games for years.
Oh, yeah.
Years. And then it comes out and you're like, where did all that time go?
It's broken. The game is always fucking broken. And we gave them a pass in the past because the games were just so fucking good and new and unique. But when Fallout 4 came around and it was completely broken, that's when they finally lost. That was like the last bit of good grace. It's like, okay, guys, the engine is 10 years old. Get a new one, start from scratch, you know. Like, okay, Fallout 4 was good, but this is the last time we're accepting this shit. And Fallout 76 comes out and everyone loses their fucking minds because the game is unplayable. Not only that, but when people were starting to put things in for refunds, their fucking IP addresses got leaked.
Wow.
You know? Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Bethesda has ruined their goodwill for me. You know, I hope Bethesda can bounce back. I really do. I see Todd Howard in interviews and podcasts, and he's so passionate about the product. You know, and I see that I'm like, man, but where the fuck did that passion go? You know?
Yeah, not shown in the finished product.
Fuck me. So yeah, I used to think like I can pre-order Bethesda safely. Not anymore. Not anymore. For me, it's Rockstar. That fucking that ultimate edition of the GTA San Andreas and all that, absolutely ridiculous. What a fucking disaster that was. That's your one strike, you know.
That was Grove Street Games. Come on.
Yeah, right. Exactly, right. So that's my thing. Is that's my defense. Is like I can still pre-order from them. Naughty Dog,
Yeah.
absolutely, and Santa Monica Studios have been putting out some bangers. Because on God of War, come on now. So
Yeah.
I can get from them too. So we'll see.
And I know they had a huge fucking rough patch with Cyberpunk, but I still love CD Projekt Red because
Yes.
how many developers go back and actually fix their games?
Yeah, dude, it's just one of those issues of bringing your company public. You're making a lot more money, but you're also leaving decisions that really should be left up to you, to a bunch of people who are just trying to make money off your backs, the investors. You know, and I mean, that's why Gabe Newell never made his company public. Because at the end of the day, it's like we need to have complete control of our company no matter what, you know. And it worked out for him, but there's a lot of companies that doesn't work out for. I mean, look at the WWE.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. But yeah, no, like CD Projekt Red, I'm glad they went back and fixed Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
because
I'll give them credit for that.
Really excited for that game, and when it came out, as broken as it was, I didn't play it, I didn't pre-order it, but just seeing the videos and seeing what people were saying online, it was disappointing. I was like, man. Like, I know they can do better, but it's definitely clear with how they fixed the game that it just needed more time.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they stuck with it. And then when they released that trailer for the new DLC, the Phantom Liberty DLC with Idris Elba, they're like, yeah, we completely revamped the police system. We did this, we did that. And then, oh, by the way, that's just a free update. The DLC is just the extra story stuff. It's like, okay, that's cool. Because they could have locked all those updates and fixes behind a paywall, and they didn't.
Like CD Projekt Red, I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt, 100%. Because at the end of the day, you've seen all the patching that they put in previous projects, and you can tell it was just a stockholder issue. So right now, like I said, they're on notice, but I have faith, you know?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to whatever that Witcher spin-off game is going to be.
From Software is a safe pre-order, always.
Yeah, FromSoft is great. They're always consistent with their quality.
Absolutely. Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1 through 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring. Was it Ghost of Tsushima? What's the one? Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, like all those fucking consistently good games that you can tell is made by From Software. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, they have an identity. It's not a bad thing.
Oh, absolutely not. No, every single game that they released is heat. I mean, you can argue, least favorites, but at the end of the day, it's all heat. Like, people say Dark Souls 2 is a bad game. Like, what are you smoking? You know?
Yeah.
You know, it's just because it's not as good as the other ones. I'm like, I hear you, but I disagree. This fucking game's badass, you know?
It's just one of those cases of it's the worst of the best. And it's still, like, the best is still pretty fucking good. It's better than everything else that's out there.
Damn straight. It's just like kind of the syndrome with Arkham Knight. Like, it's still really good. It's just not as good as City and Asylum, you know?
Yeah, it's my least favorite Arkham game, and yet I still poured hundreds of hours into Batman Arkham Knight, and I still replay it all the time.
Because it's genuinely good.
Because it's genuinely good. And then you look at Suicide Squad, and they got to pay me to play that because I'm not fucking touching it.
Can't wait for that one to go out of business. Yeah, no, man. Fucking Rocksteady, bro. We could talk about that for hours. It's absolutely ridiculous what Rocksteady did. Because guess what? It's not Rocksteady. It's Rocksteady's corpse being thrown around by a new staff, bro. Stop it. We're done. No. Because this video is going long enough. All right? No more. Fuck that. We want to go down Rocksteady's fucking throats. We can go down Rocksteady's throats. Let's save that for a podcast. Damn it.
This shit wasn't even a reaction. It was basically a podcast.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Jesus. Gotta love Donkey. Gotta love the good points that he raises. And you gotta love the discourse amongst the gaming universe. I would love to hear some counter arguments or just arguments in general in the comment section. That's the truth.
Yeah. No, this video is a great conversation starter.
Damn straight.